Ladies and gentlemen, this is Intervlog. I say this is Intervlog, and I am here once more. I am here because there is one important information that I brought to you today, and this information is unbelievable. I say the information is unbelievable. It is unbelievable because this is the first time something like this is happening after 2,000 years. And you would ask me, what is that is happening after 2,000 years? If you can remember what happened in the Bible on the book of Samuel 17:45-50 about David and Goliath. That thing is repeating itself now. And you would ask me, how is what happened in 2,000 years about David and the Goliath repeating itself? Well, for me to explain it, I will have to go to Bible and show you what happened then. And I will come back to show you how it is now happening in ECOWAS, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic. David and Goliath. On 1 Samuel 17:45-50. David said to the Philistine, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and I'll strike you down and cut off your head. This very day I will give the carcasses of the Philistine army to the birds and the wild animals. All those gathered here will know that it is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give all of you into our hands." As the Philistine moved closer to attack him, David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. Reaching into his bag and taking out a stone, he slung it and struck the Philistine on the forehead. The stone sank into his forehead, and he fell face down on the ground. So, David triumphed over the Philistine with a sling and a stone. Without a sword in his hand, he struck down the Philistine. Now, you have heard this. The reason I get this connected to what is happening between ECOWAS and AES alliance is because just the same week, if you do not know, this week, ECOWAS head summit called 92nd Ordinary Section of the ECOWAS Summit in Nigeria. Everywhere was quiet, and they could not ignore their mistake. The president of the ECOWAS stood up and said that he is regretting their action against Mali, Burkina Faso, and the Niger. ECOWAS regrets Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger's failure to rejoin Bloc. ECOWAS noted that despite the efforts of the Bloc to engage these countries, their response has not been positive. President of the Economic Community of West African State, Ibrahim Traore, has regretted that despite numerous deliberations, ECOWAS has been unable to persuade Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger to reverse their decision to withdraw from the regional bloc. Traore said this during the opening ceremony of the 92nd Ordinary Session of the Council of Ministers on Thursday in Abuja. He noted that despite the efforts of ECOWAS to engage these countries, their response has not been positive. After the military in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger announced their decision to withdraw from ECOWAS since January 2024, the regional bloc has made attempts their return by lifting some sanctions imposed on them and invitations to technical meetings. The attempts has, however, not achieved the desired results. Traore has regretted that despite numerous deliberations, ECOWAS has been unable to persuade Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger to reverse their decision to withdraw from the regional bloc. And the same week, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali also had their summit. But things happened opposite to what happened in ECOWAS. When Ibrahim Traore landed in Niger, everywhere was filled with crowd. People couldn't even allow him to come out from the airport. He was followed everywhere. The same thing with General Tchiani. The same thing is happening with Assimi Goita. There is happiness everywhere there. On 5th of July, 2024, Burkina Faso president lands in Niger for first Sahel Alliance summit. The trio has shifted away from former colonial ruler France, expelling French troops, and turned towards Russia. Military-led Burkina Faso's president landed in Niger on Friday afternoon for the first summit between leaders of a new Sahel bloc on Saturday. Ibrahim Traore was welcomed at Niamey International Airport by Abdourahmane Tchiani, leader of the Nigerian military regime that overthrew civilian President Mohamed Bazoum almost a year ago. Tchiani will also host Malian Colonel Assimi Goita, arriving on Saturday morning. The Burkinabe presidency said the consolidation of cooperation will be on Saturday's agenda. Many of Niamey's residents lined the official route to cheer the Burkinabe captain, waving flags of the three countries. Saturday's summit in Niger's capital Niamey will be the first between the military leaders of the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, set up in September. The trio left the wider economic community of West African states, ECOWAS Bloc, in January, alleging it was manipulated by France and not providing enough anti-jihadist support. ECOWAS leaders will themselves be meeting at a summit in Nigeria on Sunday to discuss relations with the AES. In early March, AES announced joint anti-jihadist efforts, though they did not specify details. The trio has shifted away from former colonial ruler France, expelling French troops, and turned towards Russia. They have made sovereignty a guiding principle of their governance and aim to create a common currency. Watching the videos about what happened this week in Abuja, Nigeria, I was not happy. I wasn't happy because unity's supposed to be the key in a formation of any continent. If you go to Asia, they are united. You go to South America, they are united. You go to North America, they are united. You go to Australia, they are united. You go to Europe, they are united. Russia also is united. When we get to Africa, we begin to have problems. I would have preferred unity in Africa, but if that unity is going to cause corruption, if that unity is going to cause manipulation, if that unity is going to cause war, then let it be as it is today. But if there will be no problem, I would prefer unity. Now, my question to you all is, do you people prefer unity, or you prefer things to remain as it is today? Because how it is today is that Sahel Alliance does not want to be with ECOWAS anymore because of what ECOWAS is doing to them. Would you, in any reason, prefer them to consider unity? Or would you prefer them to remain the way they are today? Because how they are today is Russia and South America. These are the group they want to join. Or do you also prefer the Sahel Alliance to have more people join into them and even call it a different name? Or the name remains Sahel Alliance, but having more people joining them? And then we could see the difference between the ECOWAS from the Sahel Alliance. Because having two options now will make ECOWAS to be competitive as well. Put it down on the comments section. Whatever you think about what is going on. The only thing we know is that the ECOWAS leaders have come out to say that they are regretting. Thank you very much. This isn't a vlog. I will read everything you put down on the comments section because this is a problem of the whole Africa. Thank you for watching.